What is up, Mav fans and hoop heads? Hope your vibes are immaculate today. I'm AG, your host, CEO, director, manager, and all that. Welcome on into another episode of Mavs Rundown. Appreciate you for listening. And man, what a win. Mavs on the second night of a back-to-back going to Cleveland and win 120 to 112. I wouldn't say in convincing fashion, but in the second half was definitely in convincing fashion. They turned it on. First half was a little shaky. Second half they turned it on. As I said, led by Luka. Game ball definitely goes to Dorian Finney-Smith tonight. I got to start with him before I get into the recap. Man, Doe Doe, career high, 28 points. His career high before that was 27 in the bubble, a game against the Bucks. And so his career high tonight, 28 points. He was 10 of 16 from the field, 6 of 12 from 3. 2 of 3 from the line, had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, had a block. And man, he was just amazing. He was all over the place, and a fucking massive dunk on Moses Brown in the second. So go ahead. Okay, let me go ahead and get into the recap, to the rundown real quick. So in the first quarter, man, the Mavs came out hot shooting. You know, they made 8 threes in the quarter, shooting 57% from 3. But they were not boxing out. They were giving up too many offensive rebounds, in my opinion. Like it was like they weren't even trying to block their man out, and that was kind of frustrating. But at least our offense was carrying us, and we were up 34-30. And second, you know, the Cavs kind of found their groove on offense whenever, you know, while Luka was on the bench. And it was in the second quarter, man, we were just really missing Spencer Dinwiddie out there. It really showed, because it was like Jalen wasn't really getting it going. And the offense was just looking lost out there whenever Luka wasn't out there. And, of course, he gets out there, gets us back in it. In the halftime, it's 67-61. And then the second half, man, it's like, you know, this team, honestly, I want to give a shout-out, you know, to this team. We're finally like a second-half team this year. Like, maybe not in the beginning when we were, like, even, but once, you know, after at least post-trade, and after the, you know, January, it's like this team now comes to play the second half, turns it on, and that's what they did tonight. Because tonight, man, it was like the first half, it was ugly. In the second half, they turned it on. Third quarter, we scored 39 points. We always had a 40-burger in a quarter, and held the Cleveland Cavaliers to 22 points in the third. So, you know, amazing third quarter. And that basically gave us the lead going into the fourth that we just kind of kept and held on to until the end, really. And they kind of made a little nicks at the lead here and there, but really the Mavs had control the rest of the game and come out with a victory, 120 to 112. As I said, you know, Doe Doe gets the game ball. I'm going to start doing that now. Who gets the game ball? That's always been the same. So, you know what? Doe Doe definitely, he gets the game ball for me tonight, and you know, career high, killing it. I already said his stats earlier. In that, you know, if it wasn't for you know, Doe Doe had career high, Luka also did his thing. Luka Magic was in full effect still tonight. He had 35 points tonight, 14 of 26, 3 of 6 from 3, and 4-4 from the free throw line. Had 9 rebounds, 13 assists, and a steal to go with it, along with 2 blocks. Boy was getting it done. And explosive third quarter from Luka in this, leading up to the second half talk, man, because you know, he just went off in the third quarter. You know, again, to the second half Mavs team, they knew they had to come out strong. Like, it's kind of like they wake up at halftime, and Luka led the charge, 20 points, as I said, in the third quarter. They come back, took the lead, got the lead into the fourth. And even though the team without Luka at the beginning of the fourth, you know, when he sits and gets his rest before he comes back in, they did a lot better. Jalen Brunson led them then. And we were able to keep the lead, and, you know, able to sustain off of from Karis LeVert had a very hot shooting night tonight. So did Darius Garland, honestly, too, looking at it, what he finished in his stats. You know, Karis LeVert had 32. He had what do you have at the half? I think did I have his? I don't know exactly. I had his stat somewhere, but at the half, I mean, he was killing it. He had, I think, 21. Oh, here we go. I have it right here. 21 at the half. He was killing it. And Darius Garland finished the game with 25. He was 4-4 from three. It felt like he hit more than that, but he was pretty clutch shooting today. Played really well. Had 10 assists too. Just a damn good game from him. He's a good player, good up and coming player, man. You gotta give him props. You just gotta stop their guard play because they were without. I didn't even mention. They were without Evan Mobley, Jared Allen tonight, and Rajon Rondo and Wade for them. So surprisingly, Moses Brown got the start for them tonight. Yeah, Moses Brown got the start. Crazy. And he started, and he didn't do bad for them. He went 5-5 from the field. He had 12 points, 9 rebounds. Good for him at least. They lost, but good showing for him. At least he's sticking around the lead. I still like Moses. Doesn't really fit with our team, but hopefully, a team like them with how they're built, that'll help them. But yeah, they were missing, their big man, so they had to start Moses Brown, which Mavs fan knows about Moses Brown. And then of course the Mavs on our side were missing Spencer tonight because sitting because he's recovering from the ACL. So, don't want to play him too much. We'll make sure he's good and fresh to go for the playoffs. Sterling Brown was out, and Frank Ntilikina was out, and, of course, Trey Burke because safety protocols. He missed a COVID test, so now he's out in the protocol shit. And now and we signed Brandon Knight the other day, too, after that, before the last game. He didn't play in the last game, or did he even get any minutes the last game? I don't think he did. But he might have. But tonight he definitely got some run. He got 7 minutes tonight, and did some good things here and there in that game, in this game. But yeah, back to the game. Karis LeVert and Darius Garland, did good for them. But luckily, Luka Magic was in full effect, and Doe Doe, career high. Man, let me talk about in the second quarter. Because I just mentioned Moses Brown. He started for them. Doe Doe in the second quarter put Moses Brown on a fucking poster. Yo, he yammed it so hard in this dude's face. Like Moses went to contest it, man. You gotta go to contest it, but Doe Doe had the alleyway right down the middle of the lane, just cocked it and just. It was nice. It was like a momentum, and Doe Doe he flushed it home, got the and-1, and man, it was just nice. You got to go back. If you didn't see it, you need to go back and look. And then it was like they were picking on Moses Brown in the second quarter, too, because Doe Doe gets the and-1. Then a couple possessions later, if not the next possession, Luka gets the ball. He drives aside. It, fakes Moses Brown out, does his little pattern where he drives, he picks up the ball, fakes like he's passing around the center. And Moses Brown turns all the way around like Luka passed it. He's like, who did he pass it to? Where's the ball? And Luka got the ball right behind him, gets an open little bunny floater, makes it. Man, just made it look silly. That was a little funny point in the second quarter. Even though we were down, it was like, damn, they were just kind of picking on Moses. And really, they had to. And, they knew him, and that's what we do to centers all year. Luka just picks on your center, especially if we know him. I'm sure Luka's, familiar with him and our practices and stuff, so knows his weaknesses and things like that, and was really, dominant in this game. And so the Mavs, man, Doe Doe, back to Doe Doe, man. Doe Doe, caught fire in this game, and Mavs are 32-10 when Doe Doe scores in double digits. That's how important his offense is to us. When he gives us offense, it's a bonus, and it's big for our team. I don't know what the stat is after over 20 points, but I know when he scores over 20, it's like a guarantee we're gonna win. When Doe Doe scores over 20, it's almost a guarantee. And now to see the Mavs stat where it's 32-10 when he scores double digits, that's crazy. He's our Swiss Army knife, and when he's hitting like it tonight, 6 threes, I think he tied his career high in 6 threes or something like that. It's big for the Mavs, especially when kind of don't want to nitpick him, but Jalen Brunson, I feel like he finished with 18 points, very efficient, 8 of 14, only 1 of 3 from 3, only 1 of 3 from the free throw. He missed 2 free throws. That's not good. But he did have 5 rebounds and 6 assists. So that was good. Only 1 turnover in 39 minutes. So that's really good too. That's what he does. Takes care of the ball. But finished with 18, but nitpicking a little bit. These type of games, especially when we're missing Spencer, I guess this is just for me. But, at least he got his average. He gets his averages, so that's good. But to me, these type of games, he's got to get at least 20. He's got to get a 20-piece, man. Doe Doe got a 20-piece. Like, I want to see Luka, Jalen just be a little bit more aggressive. Like, he had 14 shots tonight, but I feel like he could have had, at least 3 or 4 more. Just be a little bit more. Again, I'm nitpicking because we got the win, and so I'm happy about that. But just in games like this, you just want to see him be just a little bit more aggressive and drop the 20-piece to help Luka out. Someone else scored 20. Luckily tonight we had, Doe Doe go for 28. As I said, Jalen had his 18. Dwight Powell contributed 15. He went 5 for 6, 5 from the line, did really good. Reggie contributed 9. He had 3 threes. He was 3 of 7 from 3, so that was pretty good. And then from the bench, it was kind of from the bench. Kleba did hit 2 threes, 2 of 7 from 3. So that was good to see him starting to knock down some threes. Even though sometimes he just still looked a little hesitant. But just for him to see the ball go in, I'm sure that's big. So hopefully that carries on. But, we didn't get enough from, we got enough from everybody else. But this is just one of those games where, if he's wanting that, the only reason I bring him up is because he wants big money. And if he was going to make that big money, or if he wants that big money from us, he's going to have to step up that play. I feel like he's going to need those 20 burgers. And games like this is going to come back to haunt him come contract time. And that, in a sense, still he's going to be a fucking millionaire. But he's only going to get, closer to the $50 million that we almost gave him before, rather than a bigger contract. Because, again, it's going to have to show in the playoffs what he can do. But nights like tonight show it's like, man, we wish we just had another 20-point scorer next to Luka. Sometimes that could be Spencer, but he was out tonight, and especially with Spencer out, it's like Jalen is the next guy to really, has the ball in his hands has the ball in his hands all the time. Especially when Luka's out, he controls and runs the offense. So to see him only score 18, it's like, damn, I wish you just hit that 20-piece, that 20-burger. But, hey, you can't complain too much because, Doe Doe ended up hitting his shots when they passed him the ball and was aggressive, taking it to the rim. Other guys made plays and hit their shots too, and the Mavs were able to come out with a win. And that's what you want to see, and that's good for the Mavs. Honestly, I was just nitpicking for Jalen Brunson and, the contract is the future and everything. But honestly, this Mavs team did really well tonight. Missing Spencer, their other playmaker, ball handler, they kind of do it, the bench. They tried their best. They had Bertans, Marquise Chris, Brandon Knight, and Josh Green all come in. And they were, Josh Green probably did the best out of all those. Bertans was hit 1 3. And Marquise Chris was getting, killed by Karis LeVert in the first half. So that kind of rocked him out the game. And then Brandon Knight, he scored 1 layup, but didn't hit his shot. He's still rusty, trying to get acclimated. He just signed the 10 days, so he's get right in playing. I don't expect him to be hot shooter, just, so that wasn't much to expect. But then Josh Green, only 1 or 2, didn't shoot much. He had 1 shot. The one he missed, man, it was a floater in the lane. And I wish he would have just used the backboard. When he's that close, Luka makes it so easy to make, the bunny floaters. But, when you're at the angle he was at, he was so close and at an angle at the rim, it was a perfect shot to just aim it right off the square, man. That's what your ties are, aim for the square. If I don't know, I just feel like if he would just aim for the square, he would have made the one he missed. And that's a big time for him, because I think if he just gets a floater, starts getting a floater with his game, if he had a floater, Josh Green had a floater in his game right now in his arsenal, he would be great for us. Yeah, that would be big, and then occasionally can hit some threes. That would be big. If he could just get some type of consistent floater or some type of shot where he can do, consistently and can make some type of layup shot or hook layup, some athletic shot where he can make, which to me, I feel like if he could he's really athletic, he can drive, he gets to the rim, and he jumps up high enough, and he's like, if he could just hit a floater, man, that would be so big for his game. And hopefully that's something that he can work on. Hopefully Jake Kidd and the staff are working with him on that, because, man, if he just gets a floater and it gets more consistent with the jumper, man, he's going to be a solid player. And then, that draft pick's not looking so bad. But, he did good tonight, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, good energy in the game. The Mavs fought, man, in the second half. They fought. And that's good, because that's what you want to see, especially going in, heading into the playoffs. You want to see the team, playing on a positive note, playing well, doing well together, and making the right plays, especially fighting hard for the loose balls. Because the second half there was a point where I forgot all the players, but Maxey and Doe Doe, I forgot who else, Reggie or some Josh Green. I can't remember all who it was, but everybody just diving for the loose ball in the second. There was a point in the second half, and that's the type of hustle and commitment you want to see from the players. Everybody's giving it their all out there, and that takes commitment. And this team believes in each other, man. They really do. And if you're a Mavs fan, man, you should be excited, man, because this is the type of momentum how they've been playing over these last stretch of games, or this last year, since the new year. It's awesome. And especially the end, this, March and April, you want to be playing your best basketball, because that helps lead it into the playoffs, and that's what we're doing right now. And it's so fucking awesome to see for the Mavs. And with this win, we go to 48-29, and right now, only a half game back from Golden State, who plays later on tonight against the Suns. So go Suns, go. And if the Warriors end up losing to the Suns tonight, tomorrow morning, when you're listening to this pod, or if it's tomorrow, Dallas Mavericks will be sitting in the 3rd seed. Crazy. A team that was under 500 at one point this year, playing 500 ball, will now be at the 3rd seed, or close to it, if we're still in the 4th seed, with only 5 games left in the season. That's fucking awesome. And if Jay Kidd doesn't get any Coach of the Year credit, I will definitely give it to him, because he deserves it. He's got this team playing well. The coaching staff he's brought in, their defensive mindset. They know defense starts. It starts with defense, because in the playoffs, yeah, you can make all the threes, have the best offense in history and all that, but if you can't make stops, if you can't get stops when you need to, timely stops, then you ain't gonna do shit. And that's true. And he's a champion, and he knows he won that with Dallas, because that's what we did. We were able to get stops, and we hit shots on offense, and it takes that type of knowledge to know and set the tone. And then it takes someone like Luka to really recognize that and know that it does start with defense, and setting the tone from there, because it starts with your top player. And that'll just go down the line. Everybody else will see how he's hustling and playing on defense, and it's been contagious. And all these guys have just bought into the system, whatever the new culture they're kind of trying to bring in, and what everyone's buying. I mean, what everyone's selling from the what the coaching staff is selling, with defense, and everybody believes in it, and they've been playing well. And at first, the offense was rocky. And now we just kept believing. We knew the shots were going to start falling. And now in the second half of the season, they really have. Shots have started falling. And now everything's falling in place. The defense looks good. And the offense is now, coming around. We're looking like a well-oiled machine. And, good stuff from the Mavericks. Not much more else I can say. Like this. It's fucking awesome. I hope we do end up getting this 3rd seed, and they're fighting for this 3rd seed, which I know they are. They want home court, so we're in that position. But I hope we go for the 3rd seed, because that means we would play Memphis in the 2nd round, and I would love that. I would love that. I mean, Memphis, the winner of Memphis and whoever they play, if they don't get upset. But it would eventually, or it could be basically Memphis, and then you would see have the Suns waiting in the conference finals, which would be great. I mean, it just lays out a better path for the Mavs to get there. So great stuff from the Mavs. I know they're hype, and I hope they're hype because man, this game was good and this was a good victory. But y'all, Friday's game will be so lit. I don't want to say it's like the biggest game because it really has nothing to do with any type of the standings or anything. It's just a big game because it's the trade. We play at Washington on Friday, April Fool's Day. We play at Washington at 6 o'clock. And no, I am not joking. And Porzingis will be there. He should be playing. And I think I saw tonight he went off for 35 points tonight. So he's coming in high. He's coming off a season high where he scored 35. And I saw the other stat, like he only scored 35 like twice with us or some shit like that. But like, so, and then what he's going to want to, show out against his old team. Porzingis probably going to want to show out. Luka's going to want to show out against Porzingis. As I heard them say, like, Doe Doe grew up a little bit, not too far from, the Wizards in West Virginia or something like that. So, I'm sure, he's going to be hyped. He might have family and stuff in the building. So, I mean, it's just a big game in that sense. Like, it's going to for the fans. If you're a hoop head, this is one of those big games. You're like, ooh, it's a juicy matchup. Like, oh, guys who got traded for each other playing again. All this beef, all the comments coming out. The team saying that, it's glad we don't have a, this is an unselfish team now. And all these like kind of little sudden jabs at Porzingis thinking he was bigger than what, thinking that he was bigger than what he was. And, man, I'm just excited. Like, it's a 6 o'clock game, so make sure y'all check that out. It should be early enough for everybody to hopefully be able to watch it. Good stuff. And then Sunday, man, I think is our last, like, technically hard game, if you want to say that, especially if you look at record, because we play at Milwaukee. And that's a 12 o'clock game on ABC. So it's an early game on Sunday, guys. So that'll be our last tough game. And then the last 3 games of the year, it's at Detroit. And then at home versus Portland, and at home versus San Antonio. So hopefully these Mavs will finish off these last 5 games, strong like they've been playing. And these are a lot of winnable games. Milwaukee would be the only like really tough one, but at Washington, Detroit, and then at home versus Portland, San Antonio, those all should be favorable, and the Mavericks favorable for the Mavericks in those matchups. So hopefully you come out, in the end, if, doing the math, say we go, 4-1, so we end up 52-30 on the season. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. And then, hopefully the Warriors, maybe they slip up a little bit. Even if they have a tied record, man, we own the tiebreaker over them. So good stuff, good momentum, positive energy going for the Mavericks. Good time to be at MFFL. Hopefully y'all are tuning in all the games, and especially the playoffs coming up, man. I'm hype. I'm ready. I know y'all, hopefully y'all are too, man. If y'all are a real Mav fan, I know y'all are. Playoff basketball is going to be lit now this year. Hopefully, if we finish it off strong, we will have fucking home court advantage. And, things are going to be lit this year. Things are looking very bright for the Mavericks this postseason. So, yeah, man, good stuff. That's, I just mentioned our next opponent at Wizards. So, if you want to follow Mavs Rundown, it's at Mavs_Rundown on Twitter. You can add us or send us if you want to be on the show, want to talk Mavs or if anything. I'm more than welcome to have other guests, come on the show and talk. That's what it's for. It's for Mav fans and any other hoop heads. We could talk other teams. I'm always down for that. Guys, remember, Mavs Rundown is free on YouTube along with Spotify and the Anchor app. And I'm AG. Thanks for listening. And remember, cool heads prevail. And I'll see y'all next time on the Mavs Rundown.